Your location was recently tracked by a government drone. The reason will shock you. They've been monitoring you for weeks without your knowledge. Advanced surveillance technology has been recording your every move. This is not random. You were specifically selected for tracking based on your digital footprint and behavior patterns. The government database now contains detailed information about where you go, who you meet, and what you do each day. What I'm about to reveal will change how you see privacy and freedom in this country. The truth is worse than you think. High-tech drones equipped with facial recognition cameras have been following you. These machines can identify you from hundreds of feet away using advanced AI technology. Have you noticed strange sounds overhead lately? Maybe felt like someone was watching you when you were alone? Perhaps you've seen unusual aircraft that seem to hover too long in your area. Your instincts were right. Those feelings of being watched were not paranoia. They were warnings from your subconscious mind detecting real surveillance. The drones track your daily routines. They know what time you leave home, where you work, and which routes you take. Every location you visit is logged into government computers. Your phone signals, credit card transactions, and even your car's GPS data are being collected and analyzed. Multiple agencies are building a complete profile of your life. This surveillance operation is part of a larger government program targeting citizens like you. Your online activities, social connections, and personal beliefs have flagged their attention. The data they're collecting will be used to predict your future behavior. Government algorithms are analyzing your patterns to determine if you pose any kind of threat to their control. Once you're in their system, the surveillance never stops. It only gets more intense, more invasive, more dangerous to your freedom. They're not just watching you now. They're planning what to do about you next. Every day you remain unaware, they gather more evidence to use against you later. The window to protect yourself is closing fast. Soon their surveillance network will be so advanced that avoiding detection becomes nearly impossible. Time is running out to take action before they move to the next phase of monitoring, the next level of control over your life. Like this video right now to stay informed about government surveillance programs targeting people like you. Government drones use military-grade cameras that can zoom in and read text on your phone screen from 200 feet away. These same machines were designed for battlefield surveillance and are now being used on American citizens. The facial recognition software they use is more advanced than anything available to the public. It can identify you even when you're wearing sunglasses, hats, or face masks. The technology sees through disguises that would fool human eyes. Your location data is stored in massive government databases alongside millions of other citizens. Every place you've been in the past 6 months is recorded with exact timestamps and GPS coordinates. They know which stores you shop at, which friends you visit, and even which public bathrooms you use. The level of detail in their surveillance files is disturbing and invasive. Recent leaked documents reveal that your profile was flagged because of specific online searches you've made. Certain keywords you've typed have triggered their automated monitoring systems. Your social media activity, email communications, and even private messages are being scanned by AI programs. These systems look for patterns that suggest you might be someone they need to watch more closely. The sophistication of their tracking methods goes far beyond what most people imagine. They can predict where you'll be tomorrow based on your behavior. Patterns from the past month. Government contractors are being paid millions of dollars to develop even more advanced surveillance technology. What they're using on you now is just the beginning of what's planned for the future. Comment alert below to receive urgent updates about new surveillance methods being deployed in your area. You were specifically targeted because your digital behavior matches profiles of people the government considers persons of interest. Your search history, social media posts, and online purchases created a pattern that triggered their surveillance algorithms. The websites you visit are tracked and analyzed. Even private browsing modes and VPN services can't hide your activity from their advanced monitoring systems. They have technology that sees through most privacy protection methods. Your smartphone is constantly reporting your location to government servers. Even when you think location services are turned off, hidden programs continue transmitting your exact position every few minutes. Physical surveillance teams work alongside the drone operations. Human agents have likely observed you in person without you noticing. They blend into crowds at stores, restaurants, and public places you frequent. AI systems analyze your behavioral patterns to predict your future actions. They know what time you typically wake up, what routes you take to work, and even which hand you use to unlock your phone. Government databases contain detailed profiles of everyone in your social network. Your friends, family members, and co-workers are also being monitored to understand your connections and potential influence. Your credit card purchases reveal personal habits and preferences that are analyzed for psychological profiling. They know your political views, health concerns, and personal interests based on what you buy. Automated systems flag unusual changes in your routine. If you suddenly visit new locations or change your daily patterns, additional surveillance measures are triggered automatically. The data collected about you is shared between multiple government agencies. What starts as simple location tracking becomes a comprehensive intelligence file used by various departments for different purposes. Your email and text message metadata reveals communication patterns that help them map your entire social network and identify other potential surveillance targets. For access to classified information about protecting yourself from government surveillance, you can give super thanks of $5, $10, $20 or more. Higher support levels unlock premium counter surveillance techniques used by intelligence professionals to avoid detection and protect their privacy from government monitoring systems. Type 7727 now to activate protection protocols and receive critical updates about surveillance operations in your region. Government plans for your surveillance data include building predictive models of your future behavior. They want to know what you'll do before you do it. This gives them unprecedented control over citizens like you. The legal system is being prepared to use surveillance data as evidence in future prosecutions. Your tracked movements and recorded conversations could be used against you in court, even if you've committed no crime today. Social credit scoring systems are being tested that will rate your behavior based on surveillance data. Your freedom to travel, get loans, or find employment could depend on your surveillance score in the near future. Advanced psychological profiling uses your surveillance data to identify your fears, desires, and weaknesses. This information helps them predict how you'll respond to different types of pressure or manipulation. The timeline for expanded surveillance includes plans to monitor your home's interior using advanced sensor technology. Soon they won't just track where you go, but what you do inside your own house. Your surveillance file is being shared with local law enforcement agencies. Police in your area now have access to your movement patterns, social connections, and behavioral predictions generated by government AI systems. International intelligence sharing means your surveillance data is being traded with foreign governments. Other countries now have access to detailed information about your daily life and personal habits. The next phase of surveillance includes monitoring your vital signs through remote sensing technology. They plan to track your heart rate, stress levels, and emotional state without any physical contact or devices on your body. Corporate partnerships allow private companies to access your government surveillance data. Your personal information is being sold to businesses that want to influence your purchasing decisions and political views. Resistance to surveillance is itself being monitored and tracked. People who try to avoid detection are automatically flagged for increased surveillance intensity and investigation. Type "secure" below to receive classified countermeasures that can disrupt government surveillance technology targeting you specifically. Intelligence. Insiders have revealed weak points in the government surveillance system that you can exploit to protect yourself. These methods are used by former agents who know how the system really works. Certain times of day create blind spots in drone surveillance coverage. Early morning hours between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. have reduced monitoring because most surveillance operators work standard shifts with limited overnight coverage. Your cell phone emits tracking signals even when turned off. Remove the battery completely or use a Faraday bag to block signals when you need true privacy. Government tracking becomes much harder without constant phone location data. Changing your daily routines randomly disrupts their behavioral prediction algorithms. Take different routes to work, shop at unusual times, and break patterns they've learned to expect from your previous behavior. Facial recognition systems struggle with certain lighting conditions and angles. Wearing infrared blocking glasses, changing your hairstyle frequently, and using makeup techniques can reduce recognition accuracy significantly. Cash transactions leave no digital trail for surveillance systems to follow. Government tracking relies heavily on credit card and digital payment records to build profiles of your activities and preferences. Public transportation creates tracking difficulties because multiple people share the same routes and timing. Using buses and trains instead of personal vehicles makes individual surveillance much more challenging for their systems. Legal privacy protections still exist that most people don't know about. Filing specific requests and using certain legal procedures can force disclosure of what surveillance data they have collected about you personally. Counter. Surveillance techniques used by security professionals can be learned and applied by ordinary citizens. Simple awareness and basic precautions significantly reduce the effectiveness of government monitoring programs targeting you. For access to the complete counter surveillance manual used by intelligence professionals, you can give super thanks of 5 tenders $20 or more. Higher support levels unlock advanced protection methods, including encrypted communication techniques and surveillance detection strategies that keep you invisible to government tracking systems. Type "Protect" now to join the secure community of people fighting back against illegal government surveillance. Your surveillance status is scheduled for escalation within the next 30 days. Government documents show plans to move you from passive monitoring to active investigation phase, which means direct contact and questioning. Without immediate action, your surveillance file will be flagged for human agent review. This triggers physical surveillance teams, financial monitoring and investigation of everyone in your social network, including family members. The next phase includes monitoring your internet activity in real time. Every website you visit, every search you make, and every message you send will be recorded and analyzed by human intelligence officers instead of just automated systems. Government plans include using your surveillance data to build legal cases for future prosecution. They're collecting evidence now that could be used against you later, even if you haven't broken any current laws. Your employment and financial opportunities will be affected as surveillance data gets shared with background check companies. Future employers, landlords, and financial institutions will have access to your government surveillance scores. Social isolation tactics are planned to separate you from friends and family who might support you. They'll use your surveillance data to identify and pressure your closest relationships, making you easier to control. Physical access to your home and personal property is being planned through legal and illegal methods. Your surveillance file contains detailed layouts of your daily schedule, showing when your property is most vulnerable. The psychological pressure will increase gradually to break down your resistance to their control. They use surveillance data to identify your personal stress points and apply targeted pressure designed to make you comply. International travel restrictions are being prepared that will limit your freedom of movement. Your surveillance status will flag you for additional screening and potential travel bans. Subscribe and turn on notifications right now to receive critical alerts about surveillance operations targeting you and emergency protection updates. The government surveillance targeting you is real, immediate and expanding every day. Your location data, personal habits and social connections are all being used to build a comprehensive control profile. Take action immediately to protect yourself. Change your routines, reduce digital footprints, and stay informed about new surveillance methods being deployed in your area. This surveillance program will only get worse unless people like you fight back. Your privacy and freedom depend on taking these threats seriously and implementing protection measures right now. The information in this video could be censored or removed at any time. Government pressure on social media platforms increases every day to hide the truth about their surveillance operations targeting ordinary citizens. Share this video immediately to warn others about government surveillance before this information gets censored or taken down.